monsters in Tommy D. Cole, animated by the second grade class.
One full moon night, Rabbit found a field of chilies. He was so pleased to see them all glossy and green, he jumped right in and ate the biggest one.
When the sun rose, the farmer came out to check the chilies.
They were scattered everywhere, and the biggest, glossiest, greenest ones were gone.
Among the plants, he saw rabbit tracks, so what did he do? He made himself a beeswax doll and set that doll in the middle of the field to catch the chili seed.
When night fell, Rabbit returned. He saw the farmer made of wax and crept up to say hello and to ask for some chilies too. But the wax farmer had nothing to say to Rabbit, nothing at all. Rabbit was angry.
He punched the farmer hard, his right paw stuck in the wax. Still the farmer said nothing, so he punched him once again. His left paw stuck too. Rabbit was feeling mad, but the wax farmer was silent as the stars.
So he hauled off with both feet and walloped him. Yay, yay, yay! The rabbit was trapped for sure.
When the real farmer came to check his trap, he was delighted to see Rabbit there.
Hey, I'll see you soon. How delicious, he said, rubbing his hands together. He packed Rabbit into his sack and took him home.
When he got there, he hung up the sack, built a fire, and set up a pot of water to boil. Then he went to look for herbs.
From where he was hanging up in the sack, the rabbit saw Coyote coming.
What are you doing there? Asked Coyote. This man wants me to marry his daughter, Rabbit said, but I'm too young. Why don't you take my place? Look, the water's ready to make hot chocolate. There will be a green party.
When the farmer came back and took down the sack, he saw Coyote inside. "You'll pay for this," he said.
He popped Coyote into the hot water. Aye, aye, aye. Coyote flew right out of the hot water and took off after Rabbit. He followed his tracks until he found him in a hickory tree. I'm going to eat you now, said Coyote, for he was very furious. So what did Rabbit do?
Well, he knew that Coyote couldn't tell the difference between the fruit of the jacara, hard as a rock, and the soft, sweet zapote.
Why eat me? Asked Rabbit. When right here I have a sweet zapote fruit instead. Well, toss me one, growled Coyote. Rabbit did that. He tossed down the jacara with all his might. Plonk! It struck Coyote and knocked him out cold as a cabbage.
When Coyote woke up, he tracked Rabbit till he saw that furry rascal resting against a large rock at the end of the hill. Please don't eat me, pleaded Rabbit, leaning against the rock. Can't you see that if I don't hold back this rock, it will roll down and crash the world? Here, you hold it back while I find some people to help us.
Coyote believed Rabbit and took his place. Rabbit hopped off, free as a bee.
Soon Coyote knew he'd made a mistake. He went after Rabbit, muttering all the while. When at last he found him, Coyote said, "Now I'll eat you." But then who will take care of the little children in this little school? Asked Rabbit, pointing to a wasp's nest on a low tree branch.
Someone needs to give it a knock if a pupil tries to leave.
Well, Coyote loves to give knocks, so he took the job. He lay near the branch and waited when a wasp flew out. He whacked the wasp's nest with a little stick, and all the wasps came after him. They chased him into the pond, and only his nose stuck out of the water, so they stung that many times.
It was pitch black night when Coyote found Rabbit at the edge of a lake. Now he was really going to eat him. But Rabbit said, "Why eat me, Coyote, when I have been waiting for you so we can share the cheese that you see there?" Rabbit pointed to the moon's reflection upon the water. "Of course," explained Rabbit. "We must first drink all the juice of the cheese in order to eat the cheese itself.
So the coyote began drinking the water to reach the cheese itself.
After a time, he said, I simply can't drink more. Just a few more sips, said Rabbit, and you'll reach the cheese for sure.
Coyote drank more and more and more. He drank so much that water poured from his ears, but when he turned to discuss this with Rabbit, Rabbit ran away.
Coyote ran at them as best as he could, but he was swollen as a sponge.
Now Rabbit moved a ladder that reached into the sky. He began to climb it, up, 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 and he hopped all the way to the moon.
Then he hid the ladder far below. He saw Coyote looking for him up in the sky. But try as he might, Coyote never found the ladder.
That is why, to this very day, Coyote sits gazing at the moon.
And now and then he howls at it, for he is still very furious with Rabbit.
Antes de que te vayas, déjame mirar una vez más ese rostro